Hi everyone, and welcome back for the second and final blending part of these lovely fibers that I combined all of the different individual fibers together last week. So we're going to make like an awesome looking zebra situation on our hackle today. If you're new here, my name is Sarah. You have found me over here at Sarah's Sparkle Yarns, and I'm happy to have y'all. So I'm in my little craft area, separated from the main part of the house that's controlled by the thermostat, so it's a little bit warmer, but it's still pretty cold. What's the weather like in your area? So this probably won't take nearly as long as the whole blending parts did last time, but it will take a little bit of time. And usually when I work on my hackle, I'll only put just a little bit of fiber on, and I'll like dizz it off, do it all in stages. That way it comes off pretty clean, and the less fiber you have to manage and work with, it usually goes a lot easier. So we're probably gonna set that aside and take this half. Oh man. So I kind of thought to myself that I might consider adding some of that really neon fire star, like maybe a black or some purple, but I think I really like it the way it is. I mean, as when I use my hackle, I'll have like hackle scraps. That might be the time I might actually add some and just see what it does. But for this main project, these are the fiber blends that I'm going to be working with. And this is also the reason why I only work with a little bit of fiber at a time, because I don't really have a good table and clamp setup that works well. And like I said, the last time I worked on this, the last thing I want to have happen is have these pointy spikes in my hackle come flying at me. That will not be good for anybody. And you can just see all that sparkle. And today's Saturday. I'm home and it's kiddos nap time, so it's some time during the middle of the day. So we're going to dizz that off. And I'll try not to poke myself, because that's like what I did just there. The one time I actually poked myself, that's what happened. And it's not fun. So I got my dizz. And I'm gonna just get a small portion of this. To me, I'm okay if it's not perfect, because I'm not even at like say a skill level where I really care about perfection as much. So we're just gonna pull some off gently. And then we're just gonna repeat this process. And I'm gonna try to hold on to my hackle, keep it from flying at me. And we're just gonna dizz it right on. I love all this sparkle that I put in here too. I'm pretty certain that my cold symptoms that I've had from like last week have gone away by now. I did have a little bit of a coughing fit this morning after I woke up, but I think I was just getting it all loosened from moving about. But as far as having a coughing fit to go, it's definitely decreased, so I'd say I'm improving. So, a little tricky for me doing dizzying off and being pretty careful, but having it small drafted bits of fiber actually work pretty well, because right now I'm using a drop spindle to spin my yarns, and it's a little easier to manage since I'm having to balance out the drafting and keeping the momentum of the spindle spinning. We're gonna try to get about as much as we can off here, but I think that's pretty good. So you can kind of see how very stripey, like that Magenta Zebra I decided to call it. That's what we are working with. And we're gonna take this off, and I'm gonna blend up some possible Rolex out of these Hackle scraps, and just gonna go from there. So I'm going to do some more after I see what is happening with my table. Looks like it came a little loose, so I've got to be careful. Here we go. And so the content of this fiber is magenta merino, I believe. And you're welcome if you haven't seen the previous video. It is one of the previous videos. It's the one that has the thumbnail that says Magenta Zebra. So we got our magenta merino, we got some pink Firestar, and then another order came in with some samples, and I do believe I have pink Angelina in here, and we have gold hollow, along with some sari silk bits and threads. So that's what this pink part of the bat consists of. Now the black is just black merino and some hunter green Angelina, and some other Angelinas. I believe I might have some silver gunmetal in there, and the other one is that blaze gold iris that is gold, but it shines like it's blue, which is absolutely crazy, and I love that so much. And I have a lot of it, so that's gonna be a lot of sparkle for future projects. Right now, this is the last of any sort of fiber I have for any sort of blending purposes. I do have some more fiber, but I'm going to try to spin that up somehow, just as is. But this is literally the last of my blending fiber, or at least the merino portions of it, because I have a lot of Angelina and a bunch of Firestar, but I don't have a whole lot of base fiber that really works well for making yarn and projects and anchoring it down. So holidays are coming. We'll see what's going on. If you'd like to see anything specific, like a color maybe wise, or would like to sponsor the channel, I have links to a coffee on my channel and in the description. you are under no obligation to donate if you'd like, but I did decide just to open that up as an option for anybody who might want to consider that. Otherwise, if you still would like to contribute and help out the channel, but you'd like something, I have a few pretty interesting and cool designs over on my Redbubble shop. A lot of people like those pretty pink sparkle yarn sticker packs. That is like one of the biggest selling ones that I have. I do periodically make some new sticker packs every once in a while, but it's not too often because I actually have to make some time to sit down at the computer to do that. Yeah, the thicker this is, the more it wants to pull at the Hackle. So those are some few options. And again, like I mentioned, you're under no obligation to. If you just want to leave a comment and drop a like on the channel, that's excellent too. And if you just came across my channel randomly and would like to basically bookmark it so that you might be able to reference it later. And sometimes these things get a little peculiar, and I'm just gonna add that to the Hackle scrub because it kind of is. It doesn't have to be perfect when you diz it off. I'm making it for me, so it's gonna become yarn in the end anyhow. So we're gonna rethread it through here. I might have had a little bit too much going. And these dizzes, I made them myself with polymer clay back earlier this year, and they work pretty well. I know remember one comment was concerned about if they would break or not, but I mean, even if they did, it's just polymer clay. But also, other people have made dizzes out of polymer clay, and it looks like it worked pretty well for them. Plus, as long as I'm not putting too much strain on the diz, it should be fine, because if I were to try to really pull it, chances are I'd have a great higher chance of my Hackle flying at me than the diz would break. And that's obviously a bit more concerning. So yeah, we're just getting all that off. All that sparkle, and then sometimes I get some fiber that gets past the diz, and just figure that out. And I still have the yarn that these colors were inspired by, that I spun that particular bit of yarn up long ago. And really, I think I'm actually going to, when I go to spin this yarn, I'm probably still going to have a drop spindle at that point. And my real situation is, my reel is basically on hiatus. It needs some fixing. Like, I can kind of use it. It's actually next to me, but it's definitely not fixed to a point where it can be used for any good length of time. So I think we're good here. Wrap this back up, and we're going to add it to our pile of floofs. And then that's quite a lot, but that's okay. It'll make some nice fluffy roll eggs, and we're going to hold that over there for our scraps. And so this thing, it took good craft table here, but it doesn't clamp it down as solid as I would prefer. But that's okay. And I'm just gonna put this dizzed off bit into a plastic bag to keep it nice and secure while we work on the rest. And this next part, I'm just basically gonna set it up as, say, a time lapse, because, well, it's really pretty, and I figured there are those of you who might prefer the time lapse. And it looks really cool when it's like in super fast speed. So, catch you on the other side. Okay. And so the original amount of the magenta wool was 1 ounce, and then the black was another ounce. So there's about maybe around 2 ounces because some of the scraps from the Hackle came to about here. But then, as you've seen in the previous video, I added a lot of extra fiber. Not too much, but a fair bit. So once I get my current spinning almost done on my spindle, this will probably be next. So I want to thank y'all for sticking with me, and as always, if you like the sparkle, or like what you do, go make something sparkle today. I'll catch you on the next one, and take care now. Bye.